Growing up, I didn't know what I wanted to do in future, whether to get married or to be a priest. Maybe because I didn't come from a family of I didn't come from a perfect family. On today's episode of the Bible podcast, we talk about the vocation of marriage, the vocation of priesthood, the vocation of religious life, the vocation of...
I'm shocked Kofi has the podcast so serious. When did he become so serious in life?
Maybe you wanted to be a priest or something.
You guys have not.
We'll find out. You've not noticed. So.
I have a lot to share today.
To be an emotional podcast for you.
So welcome to the Bible podcast. We have a lot of new faces. And we'll have everyone introduce themselves. So you tell us your name, which order you're from, and then whether you're a priest, your brother, or whoever you are. Just tell us something about you.
Okay, I'm Friar John Kennedy Kokoe.
So you look into...
I am Friar John Kennedy Kokoe, a member of Order of Friars Minor Conventual of the St. Anthony of Padua Custody, Ghana. I'm a priestly candidate for the Order of Friars Minor Conventual. And for now, I'm done with my philosophical studies, heading for pastoral year, which is a whole year of pastoral studies.
So how many years in formation so far?
So far, 6 years. Yes.
Okay. No, when he said he had finished philosophy, my mind immediately went to priest. So I was thinking somewhere around 3 years, 4 years, 6 years. Hey, Friar.
Alright, so sister.
Yeah, so my name is Reverend Sister Felicity Amikia. I belong to the Society of the Holy Child Jesus, and we're also known as Sisters of the Holy Child Jesus. Yeah, so I'm a Holy Child sister.
Holy Child as in the senior high school Holy Child.
Yes, please. That's our school.
Okay.
So there's something that I hid from you guys.
Okay.
Sister is actually a twin.
Uh-huh.
And guess what?
Oh.
Guess what?
Don't tell me a twin sister.
Her twin sister is also a reverend
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. But that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would be so interested in your story too. Then we have Magdalene. No, he needs an introduction. Guys, Magdalene got married this month. And it was a Monday.
Yes. Monday morning.
On the 9th of June.
At 9 a.m.
At 9 a.m. We'll show Magdalene's marriage video in there.
And honor you all the days of my life.
I, Sandy Amatiti.
We'll show the part where Magdalene was so romantic to the wife.
To the extent that he cried.
He grew.
Cause you've touched my heart in so many ways, like I've never felt before. I thank the Lord for bringing you my way.
So now Magdalene says, Mr. Magdalene Appa, welcome, sir. Now I have to treat you with care. And today, all along you can see his hand, he's showing his ring, and all that. So yeah. So Father.
Okay, they've been mentioning society. I'm also from the Society of Accra. I'm Father Emmanuel Gabianku, popularly known as Father Gabi. I am working at Blessed Sacrament Catholic Church, Abelente.
Welcome, Father.
I'm also John Na, a seminarian, a diocesan seminarian. Just completed Theology 3, awaiting pastorals, 1 year pastorals.
And also how many years?
7 years.
7 years.
Yes.
As a John of Casase. Hey, Mazawe too. Oh, I see. He doesn't need an introduction. That's executive producer. He's here because he's somehow married with children.
They're partially married and I said it.
Somehow.
I only say partially, but the wife will come at me. He's married. I think he's the oldest married man amongst us.
Yeah, of course.
And then there is me, Computer Go, who is now discerning my vocation. We'll
And
talk
it's a
about
student.
that.
So definitely he might join the Society of Accra Diocese.
That's possible. So we are here to
There
talk about.
are more chance of him joining Holy Child Sisters. I tell you.
Anyway.
We will create the male version.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the beauty of, I mean, all of us gathered here with the different orders we are from is the fact that our new Pope is actually an Augustinian. Yeah. I am very interested in you mentioned St. Anthony of Padua. I'm confused because I know that friars are
France of Assisi.
Yes. So would you clear my doubt on that?
Okay, the founder of the Franciscan order is Saint Francis of Assisi, and within the fraternity we have different provinces and custodies. So we belong to the province of Saint Anthony, which is in Italy, Padua, to be specific. So we are provincial custody. We are not on our own. We are like a child still feeding.
Right.
So, and the custody's name is St. Anthony of Padua Provincial Custody. So until we are able to stand on our own, become a province. But for now, we are custody, provincial custody.
Under Padua in
Under
Italy.
Padua, in Italy.
Oh, okay.
But how many years still feeding?
And I can be say Africa hani na muntimi. What does it call Italy?
Okay. Ghana is not a province, but Kenya is a province.
Oh, okay.
Kenya is a province. Zambia is a province.
Okay.
Uganda is not a custody yet. Uganda, Burkina Faso, Tanzania, they are not custodies.
Okay.
So they have a long way.
So we are ahead of them.
Yeah, we're ahead of them.
We'll be a province soon in Jesus' name.
Amen.
we are fighting for that. We
Sure.
not fighting ourselves, but we are
Sure.
hoping to get it.
Yeah.
And that is we are hoping the next 2 years
Oh,
it
okay.
should be a province.
How many more years do you have to go?
I have 5 years more.
Hey, wow. And can I say around the time that Patu the Bessia?
When you say, I say, wow. I say, wow.
I mean, when he mentioned it was about going on pastorals, I was thinking,
I say, wow.
Yeah. So that'll be 11 years.
Yes, it's 11 years. Yeah.
but I want to know, what does it take to make a province?
To be a province, to be able to take care of your people. So your let me say your student friars, you should be able to pay their fees, feed them.
Yeah.
And
Autonomous.
To be
autonomous. For now, we are not.
Any economy will more.
Have you noticed something? He himself, he doesn't know.
Yeah. I was thinking about that.
So there are lots to learn. I mean, there's a lot to learn on this podcast. You'd want, as if you've charged on it now, you want to share the link to someone to watch as you continue to watch it. So, fathers, brothers, sister, want you to tell us a very short and intriguing story about why you chose the vocation you chose. I want to start with you, sister. Why?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I actually got this idea of becoming a sister, and I had a desire right from childhood. Like he said, we are twins, and my mother said at the age of 3, we started talking about, we used to see sisters around, and so we always wanted to be like them, even though we didn't know who they were and what they were doing and all that. So I had this desire right from childhood, and of course I nurtured it till the time I went to the training college, and of course I didn't give up. I saw priests around. I had some of them as my spiritual directors, and they inspired me in a way. They inspired me. And so I got chatting with some of them, and they introduced me to the Holy Child Sisters. Of course, I admired their way of life, the way they lived their life in the communities where they found themselves. And that was how I contacted them and started formation.
So yours was from childhood, even at the
Direct.
first.
Call me a direct.
Right from childhood.
John, you are in a space where you can actually leave or choose to continue.
But who is not?
I mean,
All of them are.
no, for the ordained,
Yeah,
for
you
the
can still
ordained,
leave.
you can
leave.
still, but I mean, you've taken your final vows, you've been ordained.
But you can still leave.
No,
It happens.
The process is compared to
Point is, you
mine.
can leave. But you rather leave, no one really.
Of course.
You know what you know. What has been your motivation?
Leaves, who care?
I mean, it wouldn't be so much of a fuss like how Father Gabi has left. And then we'll see maybe if you impregnated a woman, that's why you left.
We bring it in Jesus' name. Why is it not an example?
Amen.
Why is it not an example?
Amen.
Amen.
What did the example say?
Anyway, so John, what has been your motivation up until now?
How did the call come?
The core. I've always admired priests. I remember growing up in Abele in Pay during the time of Father Ziati. One time we organized a revival and the speaker was Tutu.
Okay.
I like the enthusiasm, the way he went about. Father Raymond said Tutu. The price.
Guys, before we continue, his name has been mentioned somewhere before. That he's the reason why that person went into priesthood. Continue, John.
Well, I'm confused.
Probably not on this podcast.
Not on this one, but I've had conversations with some priests.
You mean some other priest said that he's also the reason?
Yes.
Okay, so you're surprised it's number 2.
So the
Probably
energy,
3, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
so the energy, the enthusiasm with which you went about preaching, I got the feeling that I could do same. So that led me to it. I'm over at my place. We've produced about 9 priests so far.
Wow.
So their motivation,
Wow.
4 religious and 5 diocesan.
I know 2 friends.
Yeah, Kennedy and
Oh,
Derek.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they are my motivation. I mean, you see them, you are happy. When Father Anthony Dumensa, when was the secretary of the Archbishop, he calls us every year. We have fun, we chat, we discuss our situations, challenges, and sufferings. And it is nice being among your elder brothers, listening to them, taking encouragement and motivations from them. It is nice. And till today, they still do wonderful things for us. And that keeps me going.
Oh, that's beautiful, John. So you had your call just by the sight of a very good priest.
Yeah.
All right. Father Gabi, what was your story?
Anyway, I did not begin like sister began hers. No. In fact, I had so many plans. I had so many plans. I was actually working in a graphic design company.
Oh, wow. Father Anthony may say calls a number of times.
So at times, I mean, just to veer off a bit, at times some of my youth, they look at me and they think that, they do 1 or 2 things. They think I have not noticed it, I have not seen it.
They don't know
I've
that.
seen it, I've noticed it. The whole issue is that I was even in a relationship.
Oh, okay.
Break somebody out.
Wow.
It was nice. It was nice until it got to a point in time I felt I wasn't getting the vibe I wanted. And I think that's one of the crucial things connected to vocation. Vocation is about a very special joy or vibe you get when you are in a particular life.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried. I kept on trying.
Kept on missing the call.
So eventually, I had to give it a try.
Yeah.
I had to give it a try. And anyway, it was difficult living.
Yeah.
It was difficult living. Living knowing that you get Lucci small at the end of the month.
Yes.
And just to chip this in, I remember my first year in Amy Sano. You are going and people will have to be a bit generous to you because you are not working. You have to. And I think that particular term or semester, things Lucci didn't come. Raja didn't come well. And the life in Emisano is quite some way. It's nice, but it's quite some way.
It's tough.
It's tough. And I remember I was just lying down on my bed and I asked myself, but was it the right choice I made?
Yeah.
Because there's somebody who receives salary at the end of the month, and Charlie, I can chew my kebab, and then I used to love beer a lot, but I had to. So it was quite difficult living. But I think what I wanted, the kind of joy I wanted, I am having it up until now.
Yeah.
Regardless the fact that there is no money or there is money, there are times you don't have money, there are times you have money, but it's still nice.
Yeah.
I still love it.
Yeah, you are fulfilled.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I love the vibing still. I mean,
right.
He will tell you when he enters my room, now even as a priest, there's this song I love so much. Machilia Ma, I want you. I can just put that on repeat over and over again, and then it's nice.
Come here. Yeah.
So come to our fire.
Okay, I grew up around the seminary, St. Paul's Catholic Seminary. I grew up around that area, so I saw a lot of seminarians. I had a feel of many priests, and so growing up, I was like, oh, I'll be a media person and a priest.
Okay.
Then along the way, my godfather was like, oh, why not join the mass service and nurture that dream of becoming a priest? I was like, oh, priesthood, yes, I'll try it. I was in secondary school, that zeal vanished.
What's secondary school?
Oh, Nanomsec, I am Upper West.
Okay.
It's a single sex school.
Is it a Catholic school?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I got there, the zeal for priesthood, everything vanished. I had a lot of friends who were like, we can do this together in the media field. Because most of my friends wanted to be journalists. So we could do this. I'm like, okay, why not give it a try? After 4 years of secondary education, and I was also on scholarship, so after teaching 1 year, I started to come down to Accra, back to my parents. Then I met one Lawrence Autry, who was by then Accra Johnson
Secretary.
He was the Nota chair.
Oh, okay.
From Alado. So he was like,
I think I've met him before.
why don't you take up the role of a sacristan in the church again? I was like, okay, let me give it a try. So taking the role, I met Father Michael Manson, late Father Agri. Because they were taking care of the church. So Father Agri was like, you can do this. Give it a try. I spoke to my dad. My dad was like, no. Why the Franciscan life? Because I made inquiries which religious order is more.
I was going to ask why you chose
myself too, because it's not like the usual.
More
appealing,
inclined to the poor. Then the Franciscan order came. So I told my dad, this is what I'll do. I was like, no. Why not the diocese?
So he wasn't objecting to you being a priest. He just wanted it to be a diocesan. Oh, okay.
No, this is what I want to do, and I know with the diocese, yes, I can do the same thing. But I think the Franciscan order is more concerned with the activities of the poor, because St. Francis, reading his story, it was like more or less like associated with the lepers. So I think I would like to go that way. So he took Father Mensah to speak to him, and was like, okay, if that's what I want to do. But his other problem was, if I wanted to be a priest, why wait to go to university before?
Oh, so you went to the university?
Yes. So that was also his problem.
You were in the university, or you completed the university?
I completed.
Allah.
Well, which university?
Ghana Institute of Journalism.
Okay, so that means you pursued the journalism.
Yes.
Wow.
I went. So that was his other problem. Why have you waited for 4 years? We've paid your fees for 4 years and 9 years.
Yeah.
And I told him, okay, yeah, it's true, but 2 things I wanted to achieve. a priest and a journalist.
Yeah.
If I choose the priesthood first, I may not be able to achieve this one. So I went for the journalist before the priesthood.
Yeah.
But with the intervention of Father Mensa, it was like, okay, you go give it a try. When it doesn't work, you come back home.
Yeah.
And here I find myself.
Oh, that's a very beautiful story.
So my story also came when I'm sorry, let's continue.
No, you actually come to tell us your story. So tell us your story.
Priesthood story.
No, why? Yes, why not priesthood?
Why not priesthood?
Yes.
You know, so that's a way we make it. When I was, I mean, like a lot of Catholic youth, when I was growing up, I said I wanted to become a priest.
Okay.
And then it is, you're laughing. It is to the point that if you ask my primary school mates, everybody knew I wanted to become a priest.
Wow.
Like all my mates knew that I wanted to become a priest. But then I guess as I grew up, I wanted to become a priest for a reason, because I felt a calling of sorts. But then as I grew up, I realized that, okay, it's not only priests that God calls people to. God calls people into other works as well. And for me, I'm also fulfilled in my purpose. Not necessarily because of the marriage, but I feel like I know what God called me to. As far as helping his church is concerned, and it wasn't priesthood. So as time went on, yes, it fizzled out from the priesthood. And then
you met a lovely lady.
You're saying I met another lady like that was my only relationship. Of course not. I went through a process. Before.
You had to give your ex a shout out. Hello. Alright. So you used to want to serve, but you realized that serving is not just with a priest.
Yes.
So my goodness, for you, even till now, you still look like a priest. Why not?
Are you sure?
Oh, I mean, you have this solemn.
He has a tendency.
No, he had.
Yeah.
Why not? Because at a point I thought you would maybe consider that, or even a brotherhood or something, maybe a permanent deacon or something.
That one, yes, I think probably, but
So why not?
the cap is a little high, 40 years. How many years?
45
It's on the table for you.
It's
on the table for you.
Yeah.
Gradually.
45.
45 years. Before you train for another mate, 4 years.
Ever far.
And the training is that long too.
Nanka, you think they what? It was a 3 months.
I don't know what will go into it now.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Maybe a month.
Oh, sister, me around 4 years old. Because they are looking at
And I think
they are
you
looking
should
at
be
weekend because it cannot be full time.
Yeah, but not more than that. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think you should be married not less than 10 years.
10 years.
So it's not on the table for you.
Anyway.
It's on the table for you.
Alright, my goodness, let's hear your story.
So your marriage should be 10 years and above.
The young ones will take time.
Yeah.
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 Your story.
Why I got married?
Why didn't you become a priest?
Yeah.
It's interesting that you asked why you married.
Man, I answered. So you to answer.
So for certain one, my family was not Catholic, so would have been some way, Then the other bit is, I think I agree or I side with, or I share your sentiment about you can serve without necessarily being a priest. Sometimes some of the work, if you're a priest, not that you guys, your hands are tied, but there are some things that you can't. There are some trenches that you can't go to.
And you think that become a permanent, your hands will still not be.
Oh no, but I have like 15 years in my I have like 15 years. I can, we can. And working with Brad Charles and a lot of the CSM.
To my yaman, Brad saying,
working with Brad Charles and a lot of youth in the Archdiocese. I mean, there's a lot of work that we do that sometimes those who are in active ministry or in priesthood or brothers, they can't do.
Yeah, they can't do.
There's a lot of work that we do that they can't do. Not that they can't do, but it will probably not be ideal. We are better off the lay. It's better that the lay they take up those. So I think that works for me. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Father, would want
I
you to.
thought you're gonna share yours. I mean, who are you to ask us? And you there, you don't say who are you?
At least say something about single life. Say something about single life.
I always try to not to talk about.
Because it's not too late.
So before high school, I actually went to see my parish priest then with my dad, that I wanted to go to the seminary.
Wow.
Yes, before high
That
school.
was before high school.
Before high school. And then I wanted to start the minor seminary at PJ. Yes, but eventually I ended up at Okapiman School.
You all heard it here first.
I ended up at Okapiman School. From Okapiman School, I wouldn't say that the zeal died off, but I mean, I wouldn't want to blame anyone, but after school, it felt like a fire story. I'm the firstborn. The thought of having to go to the university, what if my younger siblings do not make it?
In two couple, just like Bena Gibanka or seminary.
Probably.
If you're my mix,
Okay.
Shots.
I wouldn't say, because I was a council president at Okapiman. I developed lots of talent at Okapiman, which I believe if I had eventually become a priest, I would have used these talents.
Yeah.
This year.
Yes.
but it still stands that it's a mixed school.
The reason I wouldn't want us to go on that tangent is because we have very good priests who are coming from mixed schools like St. Martin.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
So I wouldn't want us to have that argument. At all. But I think that what happened in my case, okay, which I wouldn't want to say, trumpet, is that after the conversation with my parish priest, there was no form of follow-up or checkup or a bit of guidance. Probably if there was something like that. Because I felt like, whether I come to church, I don't come to church, no one cares. Whether I do whatever it's my life, no one cares. But this is someone I had felt like I had gone to see to express my intentions with. So
anyway, am I permitted to react to that?
yes. I've had a reaction I think I should tell you before.
Okay.
That if you actually were meant to be, you would be, and it doesn't really matter what
the impediments in your way.
I would have done.
I wanted to react to that because I went through that myself. When I eventually expressed my desire to enter into the seminary, finally, it was Father John Ashiteboy at Martyrs of Uganda, Mambrodi. In fact, this man kept on tossing me and then one other brother of mine, over and over, come 8 a.m. You go there 7:58. Father eventually comes down at 8:30 and he says, I am going for upper meeting, so come another time. Look, we kept on doing that back and forth, until he eventually wrote the recommendation letters for us to send. It was in the seminary that I understood why he did that. Now, he wanted to know whether I was so convinced of what I wanted to go in for.
Exactly.
So, I had an issue at Emisanu. One of the semesters, just when I was preparing to go to school, I think it was a Thursday, we'll go to school on Friday. That Thursday, I went with my parish priest. He said he had no money on him. So he had to give me pocket money. So we went to the bank and then he cashed out some money and gave it to me. It was in an envelope. Straight from the bank, I didn't even go to the parish. Straight to the house. I don't know whether somebody was tracking me or whatever it is. Thursday dawn into Friday, I was robbed at home.
Wow.
It was devastating. I was totally broken.
Wow.
So to go back, in fact, I couldn't even go back. It was my brothers. And look, lorry fare, cry, be Niho. So my brothers, the 16 brothers, I told you we're more than 16.
Yeah.
They contributed for my transportation from Accra to Cape Coast to Emisano, and then to get a few things for myself. only to get to Emi Sanutu, and then when you not really believe in yourself that much, but you know yourself. And we've written examination, and then finally the results comes, and then almost all the courses I did well, except one course. I don't know. I didn't want to let this out, but I have to let it out anyway. Latin.
Challenge for most seminaries.
And I had 49.5. So you are failed.
Wow.
You have to resit.
Because of 0.5.
Yes, you have to resit. 50 plus 1, then you are off the hook. And I got 49.5. And some of the things you go through the papers, you realize that, but this man can at least be 50 plus 1 for me to go. No, I had 49. Owom. May his soul rest in peace. Owomo.
Owom deduct a mass because of a dot.
Wow. My goodness. So imagine me going through this emotional and psychological trauma from home.
Yeah,
coming to meet this.
Yeah.
I actually packed my things to leave.
Wow. So you have become a casualty yourself.
Yes. I packed my things to leave. I spoke to one or two brothers, and then I went to speak to my spiritual director, and may his soul rest in peace, to Father Boa. And then he said, go to the Adoration Chapel, the Blessed Sacrament. After that, you can pack your things and leave. You can come for money and go.
Gosh.
I went there. I sat down in front of Jesus Christ. I thought through it, and what came to me was that, so you've been chasing Father Boy over and over and over again, only to come and leave now?
Yeah.
That was the question that came to me. Then I realized that
there was a reason why Father Boy had to. Yeah.
Well, I didn't chase Father. Mind you, I was young at the time. I was about 13 or 14. That way.
But
I mean, you're not the only one.
That
Most people share the same experience.
Yeah. That notwithstanding, I think per your age, he could have stepped in to nurture you.
Yeah.
But now, I think I side with Charles and Magennis. For the things that I'm doing now, probably if I entered it in the seminary, So God has his way of doing things. And Father, I wanted you to help us touch on other vocations. Or sister, you'd help us with that. So Father, sister, other vocations.
I'm confused about the question because there are two vocations.
Are they just two vocations?
No, I don't think they are just two vocations.
Okay.
No, he doesn't know. Okay. Let's pardon these apologies, public disclaimer. We apologize on his behalf for his ignorance. Father,
so what if I just said it to brighten up the conversation?
It doesn't matter.
I think that we have priesthood, we have married life. That's your area. Anyway, we have religious life, and I know we have single life too. If
some people do not consider that as a vocation.
Anyway, but if your seniors and my
sister, do you have any?
What he mentioned, they are the ones.
But largely. Okay, then maybe the single life make it 3. Because I was going to say largely I can group, all the religious as one and then married as one. But I think the single life will make it 3. So largely there are 3 then. Okay.
All right. So we would want to do this briefly before we go into the details of them. We'll start with the sister. Sister, what does it take to be a sister? Take us through the process briefly.
Okay. So we have different congregations and with our different ways of doing things. Okay. The Society of the Holy Child Jesus, for instance, is the one I know of. And normally you would have to contact with them. You contact, when I talk of contact, you go to the convent, you visit monthly for a year. So you study what they do over there in the convent, their way of life, their prayer life, everything. And as you go there, they also study your way of life, whether you are able to cope with them, their prayers and everything. How do you find it? Are you really called to that way of life? So after the 1 year, then they give you the opportunity to apply.
Okay.
So you apply to the Society of the Holy Child Jesus, asking them to give you the opportunity to start formation.
Okay.
And it depends on what they have seen in you. They may recommend you for another congregation, because there are some people who might come and they are the quiet type. Like I said, we have different congregations. There are some congregations where theirs is just the secular, we have the secular life, and then those who are just enclosed, they are there in their...
Yeah.
So we have the contemplative, yes. So it depends. As you are going there, they study you and they know whether you can cope with them or not. Then they'll recommend a particular congregation for you. So that's what the Society of the Holy Child, that's how they do it. And so when you are recommended to start formation, we have a formation house in Cape Coast where you go start for a year. And then after the 1 year again, they will write an evaluation about you, whether you should proceed or you would have to go back, reconsider your vocation. That's how they always put it. They're not telling you that you're not called, but then you have to reconsider your
That's a wild cycle.
But if you are okay, I mean, they'll give you a letter, you go home, maybe take a month's rest, and then come, you go to Nigeria for the novitiate. That's where we have our novitiate. You go to Nigeria for 2 years, and after the 2 years, you take your first vows.
Okay. So that's after how many years?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years before you take your first vow.
Yes.
Okay.
So you take the first vows, and then you are sent to a community to work. Because you work and then you live your religious life, because you would have professed your vows. The vows of chastity, poverty, and obedience. And so within that period, they give you 5 years, to still, go into yourself to know whether this is where I belong, or do I want to go into the marriage life or a different congregation. So within the 5 years, you are still discerning your vocation. After the 5 years, if you feel called to live in this way of life for, let's say, forever, you apply for final vows. And so if you are given the chance to profess your final vows, that is when you make it public. For us, when it's first vows, you just do it in a novitiate. Okay. Where if maybe a parent or a sibling of yours is able to attend, that's enough. But with the final vows, you go back to your hometown. So in the case of my twin sister and I, we had our first vows in Nigeria, but our final vows, we had to take them in Bolgatanga. That is our hometown. Okay. Yeah, so that is when you can invite a good number of people, to attend. So after the final vows, then you are given the ring. It's like the way you take your marriage vows. It's like no turning back after taking my final vows. Wow. But that notwithstanding, like Father said, I think one of us was saying something about it, that you can still go back. We don't pray for it to happen, but if at a point in time you feel that, no, I'm not fulfilled in this way of life, the only thing is you have to write to Pope.
Yeah. The Pope?
Rome. Yes.
Yeah. I knew that for priest, but I didn't know that for...
You can't just live like that.
Wow.
You can't just live like that. You would have to write for a dispensation.
Okay.
So if the Pope does not agree?
You can leave. I mean, you leave the community, but you are still known as a sister.
You can't marry.
You can't marry in the church. You can't marry in the church, exactly.
An impediment.
So until you get that dispensation. Okay. So that is it after the final vows. That's
very good clarification.
So that is the stage where I am.
I have follow-ups for sister.
Yeah, mine is also a follow-up.
I asked the question. It's your shoe, but I asked the question. Sister,
yes, please.
I have about 3 questions. First, the minimum qualification. Whether you need to have a degree, whether you need to have a WASI, SSC, A-level or level of education. And then secondly, must you be a virgin? Must you be a virgin?
I'm laughing.
I think this is a stray bullet.
It isn't.
It is. Because I had already mentioned something earlier. So this is a stray bullet. I'm waiting for it.
It's different. Probably that's what he thinks.
And if it is, do they check? Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
How will you check?
That's what I'm asking. Maybe they did.
They actually test, you know.
What? For instance, let us know.
So for the qualification, we take people from who have WASI, WASI, Teachers Training College, those who have the certificates and degree as well.
Okay.
But your WASI must be very good, such that after your formation, they can send you to school.
Yeah.
But if your WASI is not good, they would help you, rewrite before you start your formation. So that's what it is. And then your second question.
The one about,
It's tribulate.
It's a simple no. That's what I can say.
No.
It's a no.
So,
There are some who have come as virgins. There are others who are not. I mean, like he said, you probably were in a relationship. Then at a point you realize, no, this is not the way of life I want to, choose. Or I'm called to the religious life. So you stop, and then you come. They will ask you questions. You would have to tell them the truth. I was once in a relationship, but I'm no longer interested. And sometimes, if they know whoever you are in a relationship with, they might also interview the person. How do you find it? Would you allow her to go? And they would always say yes. Oh, it's okay. She can go. Which means you have nothing to do with him anymore. So you start your formation. And like I said, it's in stages. So as you come in, they are studying you to know whether you are still interested. Are you still thinking about that guy? Or you're okay? And you'll be going for spiritual directions. So whenever you go, you would have to share with your spiritual director how you feel. I'm still thinking a lot about the guy, but I want to be here. Just that I can't take my mind off the guy. So they'll find a way of, helping you overcome this challenge. So that is how.
But what if you were born one or you're born two?
No. Once you have given birth, you can't join us.
Yeah. So whether your husband is dead. There are these funny.
Yes. We have some congregations that accept surgery, but as for us, no.
So, okay. All right.
Actually, our foundress was a married woman.
Oh, wow.
She had 5 children.
Wow.
But what happened was that along the line in their marriage life, her husband chose to be a priest. And so he went to see the bishop at the time in Rome, Bishop Wiseman, to express interest of becoming a priest. But before then, he had to seek the consent of his wife, our foundress. And so it was tough. But she said, okay, if that is the way you want to serve God, who am I to say?
After 5 children, I didn't know you.
So, he went and then he became a priest. Then after some years, he said he wanted to come back to his wife. Meanwhile, they had agreed that we have nothing to do with each other anymore. And so there was no way our foundress would give in. And later on in life, she also had a desire to be a religious. Then it was accepted. A widow could become a religious and all that. So she also, by then her children were grown. And so they could take care of themselves. So she went to one of the convents to have a retreat. And according to her, it was revealed to her to become a religious. But then she didn't want to belong to that particular congregation, the Sacred Hearts Sisters. This was the congregation. And she felt rather, founding her own congregation. And she was somebody who loved children. And at the time that she was, interested in this, the girl child was not considered in terms of education. That was when you could hear that, the girl's place is the kitchen and all that. So she used to gather these young girls and then, educate them. So with time, these young girls grew up and admired her way of life. And she became a religious and also started founding.
Okay.
So that was how she founded.
From the girl she educated. Okay.
Some of them joined her.
Right.
I think Charles has a follow-up question.
Sister, I have 2 questions. The first one, is there an age limit?
Yes.
And
for
why?
us, the age limit, if you have WASI, then you should be 25 and not more than that.
Okay.
But if you have a diploma or degree, 30 is accepted.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason being that when you come, let's say you are 30 or 40 and you have WASI, when you come in, the formation period will take your time. So when are you going to finish formation and then go to school? And your aim is not just to come and go to school. Sometimes some people will take their first vows and it will take 5 years before they'll go to school. There are others who will take their final vows before they go to school. So if you come in at the age of 30 or 40 and maybe you're going to spend 10 years before you go to school, you will have been somewhere 50. And
I'm interested
But that
in
is
the
specific
go
to
to
your-
school, go to school, go to school.
for further studies, yeah.
So every sister has to
In her congregation.
in
My
your
congregation.
congregation would have to further
Teach.
Yeah,
Oh,
Because
okay.
we are into different ministries.
Okay.
In my introduction, I didn't, tell you this, but I'm actually the headmistress of St. Mark Catholic School. So some of us are into education. We have some. We have some who are nurses, lawyers. I mean, you come in with an interest. I want to be this. I was a professional teacher before I went to. I started formation. There were others who came in as nurses, doctors, and some came. They had the interest of becoming nurses, but then they came in with their WASI, and now they are nurses. So you come in while having your profession in mind. So if you are given the opportunity to go for further studies, then of course.
So you must have a profession in mind.
Exactly.
Or they'll nurture
Else
you.
then they would have to dictate to you.
Yeah.
We can see that you are good in this,
Yeah.
so you go and do this and that.
Okay.
So we've done a bit of the sisters. We'll do briefly for the priest, and I will take a specialty from the so priest. How many years of
This is, let me speak for you. This is quite discriminatory. You know, why are you shortening their time? Or my ordain?
We are
No, that's good.
We are most people know our story. They know how our formation is like.
Good. Azole, this is good.
Are you sure we all know?
Most people.
Azole, this is
Don't make pessimistic.
good. Zibara, in the next, all right, it's already John. Good. 2 seconds. Let's go.
So let's take out the godly aspect. You need to be in touch with your parish priest
Sure.
who will introduce you to the vocation director. With the vocation director, you're supposed to be in touch with him for I think 1 year. He should know you very well. Take you through the process and everything. Prepare you for the interview at Soul 2. In Soul 2, you go for an interview. So he has to prepare you for that, medicals and other things. Then it follows. Basically, that is it.
And I think that one too, still the WASI certificate is very crucial
24 better.
because you go through secular.
Minimum be as 24 better. We will be our troll of like 6 times. Seminary need you. 6 times. And you can have a body. Love them quite strong. I'm not shit.
And I think it's good for you personally too, the one entering, because it will put you on a particular pedestal so that you can do something.
Yeah.
That you'll not be handicapped when it comes to that particular area.
So sister took us through the whole 3 to 5 years and all that. So let's go through that.
So once you enter Soul 2, St. Paul,
Is that where it starts?
yeah. Most for some dioceses they go to Accra. There was a time there was a break. There was a break in
I
the
think
visa of the post SHS.
I think after our class they ended it.
Yeah. But now we've started. So there was a post
here it's
SHS.
back.
Yeah, it's back.
But who does that? Anyway.
So
No, but who does that?
Into 1 year.
Somebody can do that.
Somebody does that.
post SHS for I think 6 months. Yeah. Then you come home, you prepare for the interview at Soul 2. You go for the interview, you pass, we thank God. You go through the process. 1 year of spirituality. We call it the spiritual year. Then you study philosophy for 3 years. Then again, let's interview the assessment. We call it assessment. They process your document for PEDU, for the theological, you go for 4 years. 4 years of theological studies, 1 year of pastorals, then the rest is the diaconate. Then the priesthood. Basically, let's say 10. 10. Yeah.
So you are done with your 7.
I'm done with my
So you
7.
are not done with theology. You are waiting for.
I'm not done with theology yet.
He's
Pastoral,
theology
1
3.
year of pastoral. Then I come back for the final year of theology.
Theology.
Yeah.
Then you're doing
Diaconate.
teaching.
Then
All right. So for you, I keep on calling you.
No, wait. Father, is there an age limit to when I can enter the seminary?
not that I know. I don't know if you know.
I used to hear some 25 years also. But there are exceptional cases where people have entered the seminary with the age 40, 35.
Charlie, senior one be our
Yeah, I have a classmate.
Currently, one of his
Yeah.
classmates, I think he's in his 40s.
40s,
He's
yeah.
not yet
Wow.
ordained, but he's already in his
Wow.
40s.
For my craft.
Do you know what we call those people? We call them a pure call, no.
Late vocation.
I'm gonna from pure call because it's like he has experience.
He's from, he knows one. He also knows one.
You see me senior one be our
I think he's the one he's
the
talking
only
about. No names, we beg.
And the senior one be too.
I remember there was a funny incident. I think I was walking by the class. Then I think you met us in Soto.
Yeah, Soto, yeah.
Good. And I was walking by the class, and then one priest who was coming to lecture them entered the classroom. And when he saw him, he said, "Oh, this guy was in senior way.
Senior in secondary school.
Senior way, but when he entered secondary school first year,
And he's not coming to
the
the
guy
church.
was already in final year.
Wow.
He's gone to the university, everything. He was
need to
already in the
find that
world,
guy.
and
We need to
then
find that
before
guy.
coming back.
We really need to find a guy.
So
and talk to
he
him.
found it difficult to even teach him, but
Yeah,
he has
yeah,
to.
Still have to.
It happens.
So what's the difference with your case? How is your case different?
The formation process.
Yeah, reformation. Because now you have about 5 years after your 6
yes.
years.
I think you mentioned that that's 11 years.
It's 11 years.
Yeah.
So how is it different?
So as usual, in touch with the vocation director for a period of at least a year.
So, but the vocation director of the Archdiocese, right?
No.
Or
For
for
the-
the Franciscan.
Yeah. So we're in touch with him. Then there's 3 commences. You attend 3 commences. So the final commencee, when you are among the final list, you go for medicals to prepare yourself for the formation. So we have what we call the postulancy stage, which is 2 years. In Ghana, we have it in Sunyani. 2 years of postulancy. Then 1 year of novitiate in Saltpond. Yes, Franciscan Valley of Prayer and Silence. It's a formation house.
It's a beautiful place.
And Canberra.
A year.
When I went there again in 2019, I received another call.
2019.
Which call is that?
Yeah.
Which call is that?
Yeah, but I'm very sure. You know the part where they remove their slippers, that place is.
Oh, when you're entering the chapel.
Yeah.
It's marvelous, man. Let's go.
It's almost in all the communities. Yeah, we take over our slippers. I learned it started with just one person. Then
It became a culture.
So after novitiate, which is a year of spiritual exercise, then you take your first vow. So if you're a priestly candidate, you do philosophy for 3 years. If you're a brother candidate, 2 years.
Also, there's a difference. There's a
Yes.
brother candidate.
Yeah.
Is it the same as yours too?
No.
Okay.
Exercise, no.
Previously with the Franciscans, the brother candidate and priestly candidate, we all go through the 3 years process, but there's a new format for the. So with the priestly candidate, you go 3 years, 3 years of philosophy. Then after that, you do 1 year of pastorals 1 year, depending on the community where your superiors will say go for 1 year. Then after that, you go for theology for 4 years. So in theology 2, when you're approved for final vows, you come back, you take your final vows. If you're not approved, it's either they ask you to quit or
Reconsider.
I think that is just to reconsider. They will not sack you, they will ask you to reconsider.
Sack your
You reconsider.
period.
I also have a friend who has been on a permanent probation. So, yeah, I think he was asked to go home and basically a friend about.
You know people, you know they go.
Oh no, you see, the thing be, if you won't go, you go talk to a lot of people. I think if I was in now, yeah, it was a friend.
Accra Diocese.
Yeah.
You know the person, eh?
You know what's coming. You don't mention it's okay.
You were supposed to be a priest last year.
Wow. Wow.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
So he's
That's
this.
just
That's
so
basically it.
T2. You come back for solemn vows, then you go and continue with the extra 2 years, the next 2 years of theology. So sometime in Ghana, theology 3, when you are done, you take your diaconate, then you go for the T4. And at a point, there was also a break, but it is back. There was a break. You have to finish school and come for diaconate, but it is back again. So yeah.
So does it make it 12 now or it's still 11?
So we count all as 11.
As
We
11.
don't consider
The breaks.
the breaks.
All right.
Oh wow.
So that's very
more
good.
than 11 years.
Now we'll come to the married.
2 years,
You know,
husbands,
before-
1 year novitiate, 3 years philosophy, 4 years theology, then 1 year pastorals. Yes.
Before, right, I had a problem with the loan formation because I thought that why are you spending all those?
Yes.
And you know, when we were younger, we used to think, okay, medicine crack,
Really like that,
doctor,
yeah.
and all those things. That's when I was young, and
And foolish.
when I grew up, I came to realize that why in a rush to serve God? If indeed I come to serve God, why in a rush?
So
Why don't you
so
want to go
mean,
through the formation?
So you mean those of us who go for the 6 months Bible teaching, Bible school?
6 months.
We are Reverend Doctor, Prophet, Apostle. You mean that we are in a rush?
You are in one of your own.
I don't think that's what he's saying.
Right, so we'll come to the married people. Married people, what do you need to do to be married? A married person.
Well, I don't know him. I'm not gonna marry one.
Oh no, you're fresh.
Finish.
What do you need to be married?
We would have to start to happen.
Yeah, you need to understand that it's especially if you're more in a Catholic church.
And your friend.
and your friend, and there's no turning back. The Catholic Church is still, I believe, the only church that I know that does not allow in any way, shape, or form divorce. So you have to be sure of what you are doing. You have to understand that it's a calling also. You have to understand that it's a vocation. You have to understand that your children, your church requires a responsibility of you to make sure that you are raising your children, as the domestic church. That's a factor that you will have to consider.
This is a one-man church like where is that?
Elder. Papa, please.
Yeah, I think that is something that we need not take for granted. You need to bring your children up in the ways of the church.
Yeah.
And from there, we receive vocations. From there, we receive, when I say vocation, we receive call to religious lives and all of that. So I think that it is not as maybe in other places whereby it is young. No. We also have to realize that this is somebody chose to be a priest. This is yours. So your home and your children, you have to take it as also ministry. Yeah.
All right. But would you ever allow any of your sons to go into priesthood?
So I keep on saying this, that I have two sons for now.
For now?
Yeah. For now.
Tell us about it. Do you have someone there?
Get out.
Hey!
I have two sons. I have 2 sons for now. And similar to what Father Gabi was sharing, if God has indeed called them, God has been prepared to compete with me. I know he would win if he has indeed called them. Because I have an agenda for my children. So if God indeed wants them, and then he has to be prepared to counter me.
You mean you have to be prepared to counter him?
No. They are my children, so he has to be prepared to counter me. And I know he would win. If he indeed wants them, I know he would win. So I wouldn't.
You are great challenge to God. God, if you can hear me, God.
Oh yes. God has said
the
this
2 of
before.
them, God. God, the 2 of them. Like, when you see you, like, yes, it is you. All right.
It is possible, though.
Yeah, it's possible. I know, sister. I know when I was in tech, I know of a family, 3 girls. They are Reverend sisters.
Now, there is this thing going on that we don't call them Reverend sisters, that they are religious, they are sisters. How do we call it that?
I don't think we
Sister.
want to go into that now.
Should we go into that? Or let us pass.
Consecrated virgins.
There's also consecrated virgins too.
I think
Or we can pass, we can make it pass.
a serious argument rose on that, especially.
Also, it's actually a debate.
Yeah, but I think
So we'll not have that here. We'll settle that on another time.
I think we've been using that over the
Reverend
years now.
sisters.
So we have
Let's
to
maintain it, yeah. Reverend sisters.
Now, you take a vow of chastity and you take a vow of celibacy. Would you want to talk about the celibacy?
In fact, not only celibacy, celibate chastity.
Sir, different. Really different.
Ish, that's some of the more issue.
No. You are you taking a vow of so does that mean that Father good hello that's good hello so Father, does that mean that since he has not taken a vow he can wow
Directed to him.
the seminary because celibacy they won't walk off our celibacy
when you are in the
In
when
fact,
you're information.
when you are taking it, it's very interesting and nice. Yes, the first time I took it.
The first time
The first time I took it, I mean, that's the first time doing it.
Father, you're confusing me. First time you took
But he's not in twice.
No, relax.
That's in them.
Relax. The first time you took it and the first time you did it. Which one are you talking about?
Oh, I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, seeing it in a different form anyway.
But where's your mind going?
No, it's the first time I took it and then the first time I did it. So I just want to be sure. Maybe there's someone who is confused.
It's the same.
He means the same thing. He means the same
in
thing.
different
You
form.
are always confused.
It's a very solemn occasion and a wonderful occasion for that matter. You do that before the Blessed Sacrament. In fact, you hold the Blessed Sacrament. Sorry, I'm not supposed to hit it. But you hold the Blessed Sacrament, and after that, there are some series of oaths and this thing you make. For this, I swear. For this, I vow. For this, I promise. And after saying a short prayer, then you pen your signature to it.
But this does not happen during your ordination.
It's done in school.
It's done in school.
Yeah, it's done in school.
Right after your
Retreat.
priestly ordination retreat in school, then you do that. That's the last thing you do before you leave school. Wow. And there are moments where I hear people, I mean, we've heard people,
people of the view that it should be done public for everyone to see.
I hear people don't personally take it, they leave and then later. In fact, I had to call about 3 priests before going there to take that.
Wow.
Yes.
So it's not done before the ordination.
No, it's done before the
ordination.
But not during the ordination.
So done
So what you see at the
priestly
ordination is just
Ordination, they will take the vow of obedience.
Yeah.
It's obedience. Promise obedience to the bishop and his
poverty.
Right.
So the celibate chastity, that one is done.
wow.
It's a very beautiful.
Is this something that we are allowed to go?
No, is that something that's new or has always been the case?
That's always been.
It has always been a case.
Okay.
But it is something we can actually maybe
I
Witness.
think we'll have to. We can. I mean, talk it over with some of
because this July
these are
people,
big men, and then they've already taken it before coming home. So we've missed this. So we can talk it over with some of these big shots and see whether we can arrange that. I mean, it's not a secret anyway.
Okay.
It's not actually a secret. So that you could
Sister,
capture
do you have something like that
Yeah.
also?
No, we do it publicly.
But you know about this part. Wow. So there is something. The church is so big that we have branches in the church.
Yeah.
And
Nanka. why do you think we have so many priests of PhDs? There's so much to learn.
You know, I keep hearing of the vow of celibacy, like you said, but I never heard of the. You put it in a way.
Celibate chastity.
Yeah, I don't think there was an explanation. Celibate chastity. Theirs is chastity.
Chastity.
There is.
Why
celibate
chastity?
chastity.
I think he can better explain that to us. One of them is connected to marriage. One of them is connected to sexual
Activities.
So, but sometimes we intertwine them. So I mean, my brother was a justice
John,
first.
let's
Okay, so Kofi, if
So you can be married and be
not even that, father, if as I'm making, if my father touches, now say I don't actually like have sex, then technically speaking, maybe I have not.
but that's
So so I'm thinking why there's the combination of chastity and celibacy.
That's what is going through me.
Yeah.
Please, take a
Inferential.
Okay.
Chastity we take is inferential with the
Exactly.
celibacy.
That's
Exactly what I
It's the
was
same
talking
thing,
about.
Yeah.
I mean, we call it the celibate chastity.
Intimono on fiano. No, I like to.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry to say, bro. Let me taste your lips. He's not supposed to do that. Anyway,
so the I think the reason also being that to be celibate, meaning that you are totally saying no to marriage
okay. And the things of marriage.
and the things of marriage.
Okay.
And to be chaste is to say that I am avoiding sexual
Abstinence.
stuff. So you can be married and be chaste at a point in time in your marriage.
Right.
During Lenten period or some particular, things you are going through, you are married,
Yeah.
but you are chaste. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why we don't want to confuse things, and we are saying that I am
Yeah.
celibate
Na collabo.
And I'm chaste.
and I am chaste.
At the same
Yeah.
time.
So I am bound. No marriage and no sex.
Yeah.
That's it.
Is it same for?
Yeah, it's inferential.
So, our time is up. But I want us to tell the stories, the most intriguing parts of the vocation that we have chosen for ourselves. So I'll start with Sister. Sister, what has been your...
It's like your own sister.
So this is the thing, right? From my point of view, okay, from Kofi Tagbo's point of view, the priesthood
Priest, yeah.
looks more attractive than the sisterhood.
I wouldn't want you to use the word attractive.
Attractive, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe it is more common to us.
And it's
Okay.
more open to us.
More
Yes,
common, okay.
yes.
Well, then I'll use that word. My point, not trying to defend the attraction, but I think the common is best.
Okay.
The common is best, especially when as I think they're overwhelmed with the work that they do, and so. Anyway, Sister, what has been your? Sister, what has been your
Yeah,
most?
so like he said, the priests mostly work in the parishes and of course visit people in their homes, sometimes anointing of the sick and all of that. Mostly we are in our convents. And like I said, we have different congregations. For us, we are allowed to go out. And so we visit people when we have the time. When we have the means to visit, we visit. And so we are able to interact with a lot of people. After Mass, for instance, you always see us chatting with people. But there are a group of sisters, I don't know if you saw them today.
Yeah.
They will hardly stay, to talk with people. They are not allowed.
No.
If at all, then it's their superior general, as they say, who can talk with people. But then the others are somewhere waiting for
Sister,
them.
that's why they always leave before Mass.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's the difference. So you realize that there are just a few of us who go out there to meet others. And so others are able to interact with us and get to understand what we do and maybe gets interested in whatever we are doing, and then they may want to join us. But because majority don't go out, so it makes it difficult for people to really know who we are, who are we, and what do we do. They don't know. They see the priest on the altar. They see the priest coming to anoint the sick. They see, but do they see us often? No. So that's it. Like me, growing up, like I said, there were sisters around. They used to visit us, and priests and all that. So I got my inspiration from their way of life. Because they were always around. Visiting the sick, the poor, the needy, and providing sometimes. Those days, it was not like today that we don't have the resources. They used to share a lot. So that was how I got attracted.
So what was your most fulfilling moment?
For me, it's a prayer time. Normally when we have our community prayers. And then I sit back and I'm like, I know I would have had a lot of children. But yeah. And then I look at their faces, my sisters sitting there, and you see that we all left everything again. Just like Peter said, we left everything and we're coming to follow you. So that's my most fulfilling period. And especially in the school where I work. I like to play with children. I love children. So people always ask me, you love children, but you didn't marry. Why? Yes. I didn't marry, but I'm fulfilled. Once I have these children around me, sister this, and I know that is what I'm called to do, to reach out, to the vulnerable. And I'm fulfilled.
That's beautiful.
Sister, how did your parents feel about their twins all choosing to go to the convent?
Are they the only children?
We are 3 girls and 4 boys.
Okay.
And you see, I had to cut my story short.
Okay.
My elder sister was the one who went to the convent first.
Wow.
Meanwhile, right from the onset, like I said, from childhood, we had the interest. She was never interested. But along the line, she got interested and then went. Okay. So when we went to the training college, and of course we had friends who had boyfriends, others were married, and we were always in our car. So people were like, what are you people looking for? People are looking for their future partners, and you are there. But we never made it known to them. And so at a point, it was a tug of war. I had to tell my sister that let me go to the convent so that you marry. Since our sister is already to convent, our parents might not allow us, but she wasn't also interested in the marriage life. So I said, okay. After our training college, we had to go for retreats, pray. We're always going to the grotto and all that. And eventually we met our parents. It was my mother I met first. We met first. My mother said, I'm not surprised. Right from childhood, that has always been your song. But then it was my father. My father was a catechist. But it was difficult for us to break this news to him. Eventually my mother said, you go. Your father will not swallow you up. Just go. And of course we went. We just mentioned it to him. He looked at us and said, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. God gave you to me. And if he's asking you to serve him in this way of life, who am I to challenge him?
Amen.
I give you my blessings.
Oh. So sister, your older sister made it.
But she came back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she came back. She's married.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I had goosebumps.
It wasn't easy, but
they didn't tell you. That's beautiful. We thank your parents for the gift of the two of you. Father, what has been your most fulfilling moment?
Fulfilling moments, I think communion rounds, communion to the sick and the aged. I've always loved it, even as a seminarian. And now as a priest, it's just lovely.
Why in particular?
The appreciation on the faces of these people when you go to them. It's just interesting. It's just nice. They appreciate you so much. Sometimes the mass we have in the parish Sundays, you see find people coming for communion, the body of Christ. The body of Christ. You don't see, but when you go to some of these people, the way their disposition and everything, I look at it, it even inspires me all the more, even as a priest. So I think it's a very fulfilling moment for me, especially communion to the sick and the aged.
That's so beautiful. We are wrapping up. For our two brothers, we'll not ask them their most fulfilling times because they are struggling still. What we'll do is we'll pray for the two of you.
Sure.
We know that in the
We
next
need it.
5 years, you'll be out. In the next 3 years,
2 years.
2 years.
2 years, you should be out. We'll be
Amen.
praying for you.
Amen. Oh.
But we want you to make an appeal. We are taking last words. So make an appeal to the youth to choose a vocation. And if you can convince them to choose the priesthood, let's do that. So I'll start for you.
Okay.
So look into the camera. Look into my eye.
Making a choice of vocation is not an easy thing to come by. But once you are you know what you want to do, just take that bold step. There's nothing that can prevent you if you are really interested in choosing the religious life or the priesthood. Sometimes people think it's difficult to be a friar because of the property owning we don't. But when you want to be, just take that bold step and you'll find out that that is not a barrier. Property owning is not a barrier. Especially about poverty is not a barrier. And you can make it. Thank you.
Thank you. Sister, let's appeal to young people to join the conference.
Young people, young girls.
Young girls.
Yes,
Sorry.
my dear sisters out there, it is not easy to decide on which vocation you really want to, which way of life. But then you don't also sit down thinking that God will come down to call you to say, I want you to be a religious. I mean, it could be through people around you, it could be through the priests, or even sisters you see around you, or even your dream or something through the scriptures. Do not brush it aside. Try to work on it, discern on your vocation and pray about it, and God will surely lead you to the right path. That's my advice for you all.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. John.
Yeah. So I'll begin mine with a story. So the young Joseph Ratzinger, during the Nazi period, was asked by a soldier, what do you want to become when you grow up? And he said he wanted to become a priest. Then the soldier responded, in the new Germany, priests will not be needed.
Wow.
But here we are. We still need priests. People go through challenges, tougher times and difficulties. And they need people to pour out their challenges too. That is what priests are called to do. To be at the beck and call of people, to listen to them, just share in their sentiments. So God may be calling you. You are praying, you are humble, you are of service to people. You are the one God is calling. Begin to desire. God is calling you. Thank you.
Wow. Father.
Anyway, since
Father, Kaime, you were part of the prophet of doom. I didn't know priests could act like that.
It's not even about the acting. Do you know what excited me about the play? To see your mates, young priests, in front of their bishop, feeling free dancing. I was like, wow, that was beautiful. Because a lot of times you are timid when you see your church leaders. But for them to feel free the way they did,
That's why it's nice being
yeah. And you also enjoyed it. Yeah.
Break that misconception that the priesthood is boring. Let us hear how interesting or
for me, I don't
boring.
think it is boring. No. It's nice. Be yourself. Be yourself. And enjoy the moment. If you want to import some particular lifestyle or some particular way of life, strict way of life from outside to put on yourself as a priest, I think that's where you will suffer. You have individual talents, individual passions, you have individual, gifts and temperaments. My brother mentioned some priest who is a bit, there are other priests who are very sober and solemn and they achieve what they want to. That brings them joy. This other priest, this is what brings him joy. Me too, I have what brings me joy. In fact, I've already mentioned that I play over and over and over again. Machiliama. So, there's joy in it. Definitely, like any other vocation and life out there, those who are working in the companies, in the corporate world and all other things, they have challenges. But they rise above the challenges. So in the same way, when you want the priesthood, then I think that you should rise above all the challenge and take away all these some of this bracketed stuff we put on ourselves and be free, but be prudent and enjoy your moments. It's nice. Come in.
Thank you so much to our religious. And we'll hear from the lady. Charlie, your last word.
So I was putting down a few things.
My goodness, no.
So
now, if you're the left hand, you take hold.
But I use the right to write. How do you want me to use
me too, eh? Okay, my vocation, I'm still the same.
So the beauty of the faith is our call to sacrifice. What the world sees as unreasonable, as inconsequential, like me, why be a priest? Why give up sex? Why not marry? What the world sees as unreasonable and inconsequential, we see as a call to serve God in a greater way. So the sacrifices that our priests make, our sisters make, not sister sharing her own, father being a catechist. Even he, at some point, it's a little hard, but in the end, he just had to agree that it is for a greater purpose. You get it. So many priests, brothers, sisters let go of so much to serve. And that gives life a lot more meaning. It's not just about finding work, making money, being a big man in some office. Life has a lot more meaning than what the secular world makes of it. Even in a church, even if you can be single and still commit to a lot of prayer. We have a lot of nuns and other congregation, not just for sisters, but even for the men, who they just commit to prayer. And that's one of the beautiful things about the church. Like, you can be assured that right now there's a priest, there's a convent, there's someone somehow somewhere in the world, praying for you. The church always has people on the knees and praying. That is a very good feeling, knowing as a Catholic that there's someone somewhere praying for you. So, it just lets you know that there's more meaning to life. So whether you are single, you are married, you are celibate, we are all called to holiness. That's the universal vocation. So that's what
that's beautiful. So there's the man I thought was going to go to the seminary. He speaks so passionately about the gift of sacrifice. Thank you so much, McDennis. We'll have our executive producer giving us his last words. Charles.
Right. So for me, one of the ways that I feel like if you want to see if God is still with the Catholic Church, to me, it is the fact that in the 21st century, in this modern day and times, our seminaries are full. We still have young men and women who are dedicating their lives solely to the service of God.
Right.
It takes the grace of God. If not for the grace of God, this wouldn't be the case, because we are, in our times, we are exposed to so much. I feel like for the older priests, if a lot of them were in your generation, they wouldn't have become priests. I honestly feel that way. But you the young priest, you are exposed to so much, and then you are still choosing. It only takes the grace of God. So it's one thing that really lets me see that God is in this church. And what I would share is what I think I saw a video on TikTok. One priest was saying that for those who are contemplating, instead of sitting at home and doubting yourself, take the step and discern your call. seminary doesn't mean you become a priest automatically. You can discern your call in the process. As Sister also mentioned, it's the same for them. You discern your call in the process. So don't sit at home and think that I cannot do it, because God may just be calling you into His service. And then for those of us who also are on the other side, we also have to realize that it is our vocation. We didn't give off our lives fully to God. So in our work, in our time, in whatever that we are doing, we also must make sure that we are contributing to God's church. It is not just about me, my wife, my children, doing whatever I like. I must also realize that just as some people have dedicated their lives fully to the service of God, I also have a responsibility to also be of service to God, and also I was ever support it as well, so that people who have given themselves fully can also be changed or motivated or equipped to work. So in summary, that is what I'll say.
That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Charles. And thank you so much to all of you for joining us on this Bible podcast. A prophet spoke to me last week or so that I'll do a lot of things. And I'll do a lot of things, but I'll finally become like him. I don't know whether as a prophet or as a man of God or whatever it is. But we are waiting. Oh no! And to all my 47 girlfriends, I love you all. I hope that when the news comes, I need to go. You would understand. Thank you so much for joining us on this Valley podcast. We spoke about vocations. Do well to share to everyone, because you may not know who this is going to help, whether to go into the vocation of priesthood or religious life or married life or single life. My name is Kofi Tagbo, and it's been a pleasure always to be your host on the Bible podcast. You should do all to follow us on all our socials at Catholics for Social Media, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on TikTok. We are on X as at Catholic by GH. Ladies and gentlemen, when I say CSM, you all say Vows, right? All right, so it's time now. CSM. Bye.